What's up, everybody? We back with another video. Today, we're gonna be talking about the new update. All right, man, so let's jump into it. The very first thing I want to point out with this update, man, the one thing that makes this update extremely revolutionary is the fact that they finally fixed the Camille feint dribble bug as well as the Justin feint dribble bug. So no more teleporting to the three-point line, getting free and easy points. The bugs are fixed, man. I am so grateful. And guess what else got fixed, man? White's level 4 flash pass alley-oop has been fixed. You can now do an alley-oop with a level 4 flash pass when you're using White. No more worrying about having to unlock him on a second account and only upgrade him to level 3 so that you can do your alleys. You can now use it on your level 4 alley-oop, your level 4 flash pass person. And trust me, man, that ability is definitely going to come in handy, especially if you're really smart with your flash passes and you switching it up with who you passing it to every now and then. And it also works really well off of a pick and roll. So make sure y'all keep that in mind, man. White has just become a much better option. So next thing I wanted to point out when it came to this update, remember when the update first came out and they changed it to the new UI, the thing I was complaining about the most was the transparent backgrounds. But guess what, man? They removed the completely transparent backgrounds and they replaced it with something that had just a little bit, I think it's less opacity. So it's less clear and less see-through. So let's just click on Fire King right here, for example. We're going to click on abilities. As you can see, man, there's a darker white behind those abilities. I've been trying to figure out what my speed stat was on my Justin for like a week. And then they dropped this update. I am finally able to see my stats. Thank you, Raccoon Digi, for taking that piece of advice, man, because it was very difficult to see my stats. But now I can just figure out what my speed is quite easily. So last thing I wanted to mention, well, not the last thing, but second to the last thing I wanted to mention when it came down to this update is that we got some new emotes, like 4 of them. I'm gonna slap that on the screen for y'all right now. Y'all can take a peek at those. They're actually decent emotes. They don't look really good like the last ones. Well, not the last ones, but the first set of emotes that we had, the first 8, those were really high quality emotes, and it looks like they really took their time with those. But the second set of emotes, they're pretty good for their purposes, but they just look really, really bad. So I'm not going to complain too much, though, because emotes don't actually affect the game. But the last thing I wanted to say when it came down to this new update, this is quite revolutionary, man, because when you look at enhanced block, let's find someone with enhanced block, man. Let's go to the most underrated center in the entire game. We're going to Big Mike. So let's take a look at enhanced block. Take a look at the level 2 and level 3, man. You no longer need more strength than the person that you are blocking to get the extra 20% chance. You can have less strength. So if there's someone like a Daisuke coming in there and you still have an extra 20% chance to block that, even if you have a low power stat, make sure y'all keep that in mind, man. You definitely want to make sure you're maxing this ability out now. If you weren't doing it before, it was still kind of foolish to not max this ability out, especially on a person you put a lot of power on. But if you don't plan on using a power build, well, you don't really need to anymore, because you can max this out now and have less strength than the person you're trying to block and still get that 20% extra chance. That is a really good change to something like enhanced block, because people were just coming inside the paint dunking on everyone, and there was absolutely nothing people could do against someone like Daisuke or Vanessa because their power stats were so high and their dunk stats are extremely high as well. So now we have something that can actually counter that a little bit better. Ranger, you look at his enhanced block and his power stat, it could never be as high as Daisuke and Vanessa. If you put the same maxed out gear and you have all their cells and you have all of their masteries unlocked, Ranger can't have as much as them, man. So this change, I really appreciate it, Raccoon Digi. It's definitely going to come in handy. You're doing a really good job of trying to balance the game out. You've been listening to all of our complaints, and we are definitely grateful. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a while, Raccoon Digi, because you finally fixed the feint dribble bug. You finally fixed the level 4 ability on my favorite character in the entire game. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a while, man. We are definitely grateful, Raccoon Digi, for changing these backgrounds from being transparent to something we can actually see the words on and everything else that you added to the game. At this point, you're doing a really good job, Raccoon Digi. Make sure you stay on this track. Your game will do just fine, man. That's it. Now catch y'all on the next one.